Hi friends of St. Patrick! If you're looking for an idea on what to make to celebrate the patron saint of Ireland, you came to the right place. We'll combine Irish whiskey and Irish beer, but not in the way we've done before. We'll make Irish versions of the old-fashioned and the espresso martini. And yes, both of these have beer in them, and they're both delicious. Do these recipes work with other styles of whiskey and stout beer? Absolutely. So even if you're too late for this year's St. Paddy's Day, you can try the cocktails any day of the year, or save them for next year. So let's start. It's cocktail time. I'll be using two of the most famous Irish exports in today's recipes: Jameson whiskey and Guinness beer. Jameson is the most popular brand of Irish whiskey in the world. That means that only 10% of Jameson's production actually stays in Ireland. For today's recipes, I'll be using Jameson Black Barrel, which was additionally aged in highly charred ex-bourbon barrels, adding charred oak notes and a tiny hint of smoke, while preserving Jameson's signature smoothness. Jameson Stout Edition is another version that would work great in today's cocktails. Guinness is being served in more than 150 countries around the world, with over 10 million glasses of their stout being consumed every day, while the white, creamy head on top of Guinness beer is almost a trademark. We won't add it as foam to our cocktails, but we'll make a syrup with it. So before we make the black and gold old fashioned and the Irish espresso stoutini, I'll show you how easy it is to make the Guinness beer syrup. All you'll need is Guinness beer and the vanilla sugar. Since we'll heat up the beer, we don't want to use a freshly opened one, because it would foam up. This one is nice and flat. Then all you need to do is measure out equal weights of beer and sugar. I'm going for 200 grams of each. Place a saucepan on low heat and stir for the sugar to dissolve. Just like with Jameson, Ireland isn't the biggest consumer of Guinness either. The crown goes to the United Kingdom, with either Ireland or Nigeria being ranked second and third, depending on what source you check. The US comes in at fourth. Once all the sugar has dissolved, wait for it to cool slightly, bottle it and store it in the fridge. When even the syrup has a cascading effect, you know it's made with Guinness beer. We'll go straight into using it in two of the most popular cocktails, starting with our old-fashioned variation, the black and gold. Start with placing a low tumbler glass in the freezer and tempering a large clear ice block, so they'll both be ready once the cocktail is stirred. For ingredients, you'll need Jameson Black Barrel, our stout beer syrup, saline solution, and bitters. I'm using a house mix of aromatic, chocolate, and orange bitters with a 4:4:3 ratio. Grab a mixing glass and chill it with ice first, before adding the first ingredients. For old-fashioned, I like to add the spirit in last. We'll start with 2 bar spoons of our Guinness beer stout syrup. We've done a beer syrup before, with IPA beer that time, to make the barbecue mint julep. Follow the syrup with 5 dashes of our house mix of bitters. Alternatively, go with 2 dashes each of aromatic and chocolate, and 1 dash of orange bitters. And as always, to enhance all of the flavors, 2 drops of 20% saline solution. Lastly, for the gold component in our black and gold, Jameson Black Barrel, 2 ounces or 60 ml of this triple distilled Irish whiskey. Add plenty of ice and stir to chill and dilute. About 25 to 30 seconds should be enough. Get a chill glass, add the ice cube, and give it a stamp of approval. Then strain the cocktail over it. For the finishing touch, express a ring of citrus peel over the top. Then place it on the ice. Nothing else to say but sláinte. Orange from the aroma blends beautifully with chocolate and coffee notes from the malty stout syrup. But all of that just supports the main player, the whiskey, a wonderful variation of an old-fashioned. So we've now made a stout fashioned with beer foam and black and gold with beer syrup. Let me know in the comments which one you think is better. And you can also tell your friends about it with the help from today's sponsor, Vector Bar. Come with me. We've talked about the Vector Bar cocktail app before, and in their latest release, you can share your recipe notes and logs with your friends of cocktails. You can now also customize a cocktail recipe in the app, change amounts, add recipe steps, and add to remove ingredients, or even create a new custom cocktail from scratch and upload your photo of it. These were the most requested features after they first sponsored our episode. And if the workload will ever allow the development of an Android version, you'll be the first to know right here. But Apple users can find inspiration from over 500 recipes in the app, including the ones we are making today. And if you like to check out the recipes on bigger screens, the app is of course also available for iPads. For detailed instructions on how to make both of these cocktails, download the Vector Bar app from the App Store. Thank you Vector Bar for sponsoring this episode. Now, let's get back to cocktail number 2. The Irish Espresso Stoutini. I'll again be using the combination of Black Barrel and our stout syrup, adding the mandatory espresso, but making it a little funkier with the addition of banana liqueur. you can probably imagine how well chocolate bitters will pair with everything, and saline is there to boost the flavors. Same as before, chill the glass. We'll serve it in a Nicanora. I found inspiration for this cocktail in a punchdrink.com article for the Espresso Stoutini, a cocktail by New York-based bartender Fanny Chu. I'll leave a link to the original recipe in the description. Grab your shakers and let's make the Irish version. Chill your shaker and start adding the ingredients. And there's no good reason to start with the base spirit, but that's I'm used to making everything except old fashions. 1.5 ounce or 45 ml of Jameson Black Barrel. Follow that with half an ounce or 50 ml of banana liqueur. Giffard is a great tasting liqueur, but you could of course make it homemade as well. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Next are 1:1 stout beer syrup, same as the liqueur, half an ounce or 50 ml. And this wouldn't be in the espresso martini family without 1 shot of fresh espresso. With whiskey, banana, stout beer and coffee. The only thing that's missing is chocolate. Add 2 dashes of chocolate bitters. And lastly, 3 drops of saline solution. If you don't have a dropper bottle, they're super cheap on Amazon. You can just add a small pinch of salt instead. Drain the shaker with ice, pour in the cocktail, and shake hard for about 10 to 15 seconds. Grab the chilled Nicanora glass and double strain the cocktail. A small coupe glass would work fine as well. Watch the beautiful cascading effect of the Irish Espresso Stoutini. But let the other senses enjoy it as well. Coffee aroma with stout being present too. Flavor-wise, notes of cocoa and chocolate from stout and bitters are tied nicely with coffee and Jameson in this airy and creamy cocktail. Banana provides a subtle tropical tone without overpowering any of the other ingredients. Wonderful cocktail. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite cocktail related to a yearly celebration? Something you look forward to every year around a specific date. Doesn't have to be St. Patrick's, but with this drink, it might as well be. Thank you for watching. Drink responsibly, and I'll see you next week. Cheers!